Yeah,
Can I
okay.
put a Facebook live? Okay, listen. Plus, setting out plan is actually equivalent to dimension plan. Okay, dimension plan meaning that you're going to put sizes, okay, or measurements. Now, the last product that the finished product that I would like you to have is something like this. Okay, a setting out plan will have dimensions into it, and then the name of spaces, and then the name of some elements like bench. Okay, and the, how you call this, the elevation on the floor. Now also, a setting out plan will have a title. Setting out plan, then scale 1:75. So this one yesterday, I was like telling you, all this title will have the circle number 18 on the circular template. Okay? Now also, the largest circle on your circular template will have this circle here showing the north point, the north sign. Now, some of you, how you call this, I notice that when you are doing your shading, is oriented to this one. Okay? So, it's oriented here. Why? Because the north is here. So remember, the sun comes from the east and ends in the west. So this is correct. However, I saw some people doing the shades on the right side. I don't know which polar point did you come from. North, south point, west point, or east point. Okay? So, just trying to check. Okay, now, aside from that, okay, now what you will be needing materials is your base plan, okay, your base plan and not your presentation plan. Your base plan is the very first plan that you did, and then also you must have this board, and then this call this T-square, and then one of the set square, and then mechanical pencil, and the pencil itself. Okay, now firstly, what you're going to do dimension is three layers. Number one is, if you're going to project a line here using your, how you call this, mechanical pencil, that will be your first layer of dimension, meaning that from here to here. Understand? So it's the overall dimension, dimension of the side. Also, on the right side, it's also the overall dimension of the plot. Understand? Understand that? Okay? Next, we call it, the first one, what is that? Overall dimension. Okay, next is that you're going to divide it on the second line of dimension. This one, you're going to dimension the spaces. Most probably, when you look at this, you can identify already the spaces. This is space 1, am I correct? This one is space 2. Okay? So, that will be your second line. Understand? So, once you have that second line, you have the dimension, your, how you call this, your pencil must have this one going to the right. Okay, so this one also, and then this one here, and then this one here. So you have the overall dimension, and then dimension of, forgot already, spaces. That it, okay, because you're not listening. Next is that, using this mechanical pencil, you put double line as a construction line to put in the numbers of your dimension. Do you get that? So what is this dimension here? Let's say 1430. So this is normally how I put okay, then after that you have 7300 here. So where do you get that dimension there? So it's from your scale, 1:75 scale. Okay? Now, the third line of dimensioning, that's the third line. Okay, you only have 3 lines, Then you put the subdivisions on that space. This is the space, isn't it? And then clearly you have this. Right? So you get that as your third line. Okay? Third line. After that, going to the right. Understand? So what is the first dimension? The overall dimension. How come you forget? Second one? Spaces. Third one? Subdivision elements. The elements, right? Then after that, if I put a dimension here, okay, which is 3,000. Okay, 3,000. Okay? So, what happens is that if I have 3,000 here, do I create a dimension here? Huh? No need, because this is clearly 7,000. This is 3,000. Contractor knows how to measure this already. You understand what I mean? You give them the unknown. Once you have the number here already, you don't need to do a dimension here because it's already known. Now, next is that once there is a subdivision already of the elements, actually this is wrong. Okay, this one is the, how you call this? Another line of dimension, because this is the sub-dimension of sub-element of this element. You understand what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the one. And then after that, this is actually 2,000. So I want you to create line like that, then 2,000. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Again, let's do a recap. What is the first line of dimension? Overall. Second one? Spaces. Third one? Elements. Elements. Then the fourth one is the sub-elements. Understand? So, that is it. And then after that, you have the overall. You see, the orientation of this, how you call this, meeting points is going to the right. Okay? So once you're going to put it here, just imagine only it's going like that. Okay? So it should be to the right. Understand? Going to the right when you're positioned here. Okay? So that will be your, what's the first line again? Overall, which is what? 13 something, right? Let's say it's 13,000. Okay? Now, next, you must make sure that the dimension number should just be just next to the line. Okay? Okay, because the problem is if you put it at the center, people will confuse it. Which dimension is that? Is it this line or this line? You understand me? So after that, look. This one, you just turn. It should be on top of the line. Okay? On top of the line. Remember? Okay? Then after that, the second line of dimension is measuring what? Spaces. So if I'm going to look at this one, the spaces here is this one, and this one. Am I correct? So there will be three lines here. Can you sponsor me another? Okay? Then after that, you create these dimension points going to the right. And then it will be something like this. Understand now? So the dimension will be 6,000 and then 3,000 and 4,000. Okay? So the next line will be the elements. Okay? Which is this one. Correct? So if I have that one, I don't need to measure this one because it forms 6,000. Correct? So this one is 3,000. Okay? Then the sub-elements will be what? Where? Where? You point. See? This is the bench. Okay? So you mentioned there's already 4,000. This is the sub-dimension. This is the bench, isn't it? So you still have to measure this one, isn't it? Correct? So that will be the sub-dimension going there. Understand? Right? So this one also will have a sub-dimension, which is this one. You understand? Correct? So this one is 1,000. 1,000. Okay? Because 3,000 ma. Right? So this one also is, remember, I need to see those construction lines for the numbers. You don't just, how you call this, put the thing. Understand? Now, I'm not going to put it here and put it here. You just refer to this because I explained already the dimensioning. Understand? Now, however, after this, the next, so number one is dimension. Okay? We done that. Okay? Then number two will be putting in annotations inside. Annotations are inside. Okay? So number one is the spaces. Okay? So spaces, let's say I have this space here. Another space here. Okay? And then another space here. Understand? Okay? So after that, let's say for example this space is interaction area. So I normally do this one. Okay? Then the other one is recreation area. Okay? You see, it's faster when you do this one. Okay? Then the next one is, let's say for example, this one is, let's say only a reading area. Okay, we've done that. Spaces, right? Next is the elevations. Elevations. Do you understand what I mean? Remember, you started with 0, 0 elevation here. So let's say elevation 0.00. When you enter the space, it's entering here. So interaction area, what is the elevation of that space? So elevation 0.00. Okay? Let's say, because this one is clearly a step up. Okay? You may want to put here elevation 0.15. One step, huh? Correct? And then let's say for example you step up again. So elevation 0.30. Okay? Let's say for example I go back here again. Elevation 0.15. Excuse me. Hello? Ni hao. Okay? Then after that. So is this clear to you? The area plus which elevation is that? Okay, clear? Super clear. Now next. After this, okay, comes with, how you call this, the plant, the planting area. Okay, planting area. So the planting area is this one. So I want you to put not any more graphics, The planting area is zigzag. Okay, it's zigzag. So you practice how to do the zigzag line. Okay, another one. You put here. Okay, am I captured? Sure. So it's not the normal thing that we do in your presentation plan. Do you understand that? Okay? So it should be zigzag. Your voice are captured inside the video. I want 1 million views. Okay? So this is the one. If you're going to check my first video, it's already 1.5 million views. Okay. Okay, what else? Okay, this one. Okay, now I just want to check with you. At this point, is everything clear? Okay, next. Now, since you draw the planting, you put at the center. Okay? Okay? And then after that, here. And then you put planting. Okay? So understand this? So try to, how you call this? I advise you to try using this technique. It will be better if it's all straight. Okay? Then planting. It may be difficult at first, but once you feel the kick of it, it's good. Okay? Next, after doing that, what are the things that is not yet reflected? Is the water picture here. Okay? Let's say water. Okay? Water picture. I just put like that, but it's supposed to be water picture. Now, do you understand how it works? Next, once you put the planting area, then you put the, we call this, elements. Elements you don't put inside the plan. Okay? You have to put it outside. Okay? So once you're going to put outside, you create that line, and then after that, you see this? This is a trellis, am I correct? You basically, how you call this? If you're going to put a straight line, okay, that will look like a dimension. Okay? So I advise you to create this line first, diagonal. Okay? Before putting it outside. Okay? After that, the arrow should be here because it's pointing to that element. And then after that, you create that, then after that, timber, let's say, timber, trellis. Okay? Next, what else? This one also is, let's say, timber bench. Understand? Then after that, this one is a elevated boardwalk. Okay? So it's like that. If it's elevated, you have to put in the change of levels. Okay? So, are we done?
No, yeah.
No, unfortunately, no.
Huh?
No, yeah.
Can you see it's beginning to surface? It's beginning to, how you call this, make sense. It's beginning to make, how you call this, communications here. What is this, what is that, correct? Then after that, once you're finished with this one, must make sure, because you still have your, how you call this, your dimension here, right? Correct? The 3 layers. Okay, the 3 layers here. So, you have to put lastly the title. Okay, the title, since there is no space here already, you have to put at the right side. Can you give me a, what we call a circular template? Circular template. For a while. Okay, so circular template, what you do is that number 18, 18. So, you do like this. Okay, after that, at the center of the thing, and then this guideline here. After that, if I'm going to put setting out plan, then scale 1:75. Do you understand now? Okay? Can? Easy? Okay? After that, this one here, the north. Okay? Which is personified by this one. After that, I'll just make assumption, it's going this way. After that, you just create this one here. Okay? You may want to put here and then understand? Is it easy? No? No? You just follow these steps. Okay? Can? Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Can you tell me? Okay. Because, okay, remember,